Hello, friends, and welcome back to another Needlessly Nostalgic. I'm one of your hosts, Tyler Nichols, with my other host, Mr. Lance Valchek. The usual rundown. This is Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers from 1988, directed by Dwight H. Little. And this has quite the screenwriting credits with Donnie Lipsius, Larry Ratner, Benjamin Ruffner, and Alan B. McElroy. Starring Donald Pleasance, Ellie Cornell, Danielle Harris, George P. Wilbur as Michael Myers, and then we'll go Sasha Jensen. Good old Sasha Jensen. Brady. It's Brady. The guy that's also in Dazed and Confused.
Okay. Well, you know that I'm not the best with names, so.
Yeah. Well, this was my first time watching this in 4K, and I was really blown away by it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I actually have 4K as well.
Degree. Oh,
right?
do you?
Yeah, dude. This is it feels authentic to like what I remember, just a little crisper and a little more polished, but it has that grain and the look. And let's be honest, this is a pretty movie. It's not maybe as, I don't say epic, but there is something about that original Halloween that just there's something, obviously Cundy and Carpenter. Outside of that, though, I really do think that how this is lit and stuff like that, the more bluish nights, I don't know. I've always kind of dug this, and I actually think it opening up, a good example is on the insane asylum in the rain, like that to me, where I was like, okay, this 4K, it has it going on.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I was a little worried at first because for the title sequence, the letters kind of get blown out a bit, but it's still like I'm like, oh no, what's going to be happening later on with this? But it's really just that title sequence that those letters get blown out, but it still looks great, and they break the trend of the opening of the Halloween because all the other ones have the credit sequence is very similar, and this one's just this title's laid across shots of farmland and like Halloween decorations.
I like that. I think that's a good break and establishes this as its own. I'm okay if I never see the title sequence over Pumpkin again. I'm good. Personally, I'm good. I don't need that. So it's like, okay, now we're setting up, like I said, more of a rural Haddonfield. This feels like Halloween. This and 6 are the two ones that feel more in the season of fall. And I think that actually does just a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And yeah, once they actually get to the little insane asylum and it's like, oh, Michael, he's just been wrapped up in bandages for a decade. He's got some good healing powers.
I do love the idea that it continues after 2, even if it makes no sense. Like this would be the one where I feel like we would alter a timeline, but I think it's ballsy to go like, hey, 2 happened. It's like, yeah, but if I watch 2, flames are pulsating out of Michael's eyes as he lays motionless on the ground, and here it's like, hey, he's a little burned up. He's a little scarred,
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's like I was very happy to see Alan Howarth return because the score in this is really well done, and he's solo here. Like he has no Carpenter.
No, I think Carpenter. I like the theme.
Yeah, the theme works well.
I mean, I gotta get like a whole thing made up of all the different ones playing side by side, so I could kind of really dig into the differences. But I mean, his version of the theme here is, I think, probably a little more or less synthy, I would say. I kind of like this. I like this style. I don't know how to describe it though. I wish I had a better vocabulary for describing the theme. Do you have any words you could use?
No, it just feels better. It feels more punchy. Feels more impactful. It feels like he's utilizing more than just a synthesizer, which I mean I don't mind a synth, but we've moved past that. This is 1988. We need a little more dynamicism. Yeah, in the
maybe
in the score. But no, I mean it's. It doesn't make any sense. Loomis's face thing also like changes during the film,
and it's just not enough. Again, it's. I almost wish they kind of. Yeah, they should have reshot like the ending of part 2. You know, kind of how the Friday the 13th series would sometimes tweak the ending a little just to kind of lead in a little bit better. This should have been like it explodes and like Dr. Loomis and Michael is like thrown from the building, and then, you know, I don't know, they get put out or something. Just something a little more like, okay, that's why, because Loomis is not scarred nearly enough. Michael, outside his hands, looking a little toasty. It seems fine. I don't know. I almost wish they tackled that differently. It's a small complaint, only because it's like, if you're going to tell me 2 happened, it's like, then I'm automatically questioning why the fuck does everything look so clean?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I agree. Because it's like, what this doesn't, and also, I mean, he'd be healed by now. It's been a decade. He doesn't need the bandages anymore, unless the nurses just don't want to see him. But he's also like, his eyes are also covered. Where it's like, wait, why are you covering his eyes?
Right? Yeah, if they're there, and they are there, so it's not. This poor guy can't even see. But I do like. Listen, I'm an old fashioned guy. I love the idea that he's back in like an insane asylum. They're moving him in the rain. You know, there's things in here. I'm like, okay, we're gonna make a Halloween movie. How do we where are we starting off at? Cool, in a hospital. Yeah, the music's intense. We're moving the body. We know he's gonna wake up. That whole thing, I think, is just a fun little transition.
Yeah, yeah, and then it intercuts a bit with showing Jamie and Rachel, which is obviously we get that like introduction, but it kind of get the parallel of like, oh, Michael senses her. Michael like can feel that she's, because I guess with knowledge of the 5th film, it's probably some kind of psychic bond connection that they share.
Yeah, this one is the first one to now change up the mythology. Or I shouldn't say mythology so much as, I guess, maybe the intention. Because now we're into Michael is actually, his whole thing now is killing family. As before, we the second one tells us, okay, actually, Michael and Laurie related. But no, that doesn't necessarily explain why he wants to kill his sister, but it gives us a little more connection of why he seems to focus on her solely. But now we're saying it wasn't just her, it's now everybody. So really, cousins, aunts, uncles, everything. Yeah. Everything's on the table now, as long as you're in Michael's bloodline. That's what the return sets up.
And is it set up in this film that it's Jamie's parents are Laurie and Lance Guest? That Laurie then dies in a car accident. Is it Guest? I never actually caught that. Yeah, it's Lance Guest. That makes me happy. I can't believe that went over my head. I'm glad Lance is getting a little bit of success in life. That's the thing where it's like, I don't know if it's established in this film or the next film or H2O. Like, no, I don't know. I didn't catch it in this, but at the same time, if they had some random like newspaper clipping, I probably didn't see it. I mean, I don't know. I like that idea though. That to me is a good way to continue it. Yeah. And the fact that we're able to introduce Jamie Lloyd, as Daniel Harris as Jamie Lloyd, and have it work. I mean, how often would you think adding a kid into the 4th entry of a movie is a winning idea? Like when I say that out loud, I get a little upset. Yeah, I mean, and her arc in this is crazy. Like that, they got very ballsy with this. Very ballsy with it. Add a child and then make it the murderer. Yeah, the 80s were a very different time. Yeah, very different time. And also, Michael is so fucking brutal in this film. And like even his first set of kills, where he's like puts his thumb through the paramedic's forehead, and it's like oof. Like that's something I will always remember. That's, I think, why this movie has always been one of my favorite sequels in the series, is because I feel like this is the one where like, okay, guys, let's, I like, you always get to this point every series where it's like, okay, we need to lean in somewhere. Where are we going to lean in? And this series has always been very, I would say, tight in terms of like, like a pucker up your ass. Like this is not a series that has a lot of fun. It's very stringent on what it is. It's always trying to make the same movie over and over. But this one, it's like, okay, Michael's meaner. He's more aggressive in the Michael Myers way, obviously, not counting the Jason Voorhees interpretation of Rob Zombie.
So, so what does Michael Myers, the calm walking guy, look like? More aggressive? And this is it. This is using his thumb, throwing random city workers into power lines. Taking a gun, stabbing through people like that. That's kind of Michael. I'm like, okay, that's a good little arc. That's a good little change of pace as opposed to the craziest thing that motherfucker did was stick a knife into a nurse and hold her up. That's as wild as Michael got in that one.
Well, and in this film, the wildest shit that he does is all off screen. Because there's a line that always very much stood out to me, and I think most of this cop's dialogue is ADR'd, but he says the bodies are all chewed up, and as a kid, it didn't really register with me because I always took it as the accident caused some shit. But then you see the accident, it fell 15 feet. You're not getting that level of damage on these people. Michael's the one that fucking tore these people apart.
Yeah, that's a good catch, man. Look at you. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I mean, I just think that, him blowing up shit. It's just that's him being more aggressive. But I kind of wish this movie showed more than with little ADR lines like that. I'm like, oh, I'd like to see that. Even maybe I'm not get the whole thing, but maybe at the beginning or the ending of that sort of kill.
Same with the police station later on, where it's I feel like we missed out on an amazing set piece of Michael taking out a bunch of cops.
Yeah, I've always had an issue actually with that scene in particular because it's why are we not seeing that? This is the perfect movie to sort of lean a little more into the action, but obviously Myers is portrayed in a very respectful way. So you could have him just sort of grab one guy, throw, there's ways to do it that make more sense, or to make sense, I should say, in a Myers way. So I do feel not showing that has always been kind of I don't know, I think a big mistake. It's a low budget, but come on, man.
Yeah.
There's no big set pieces in this. You can afford a quick couple shots in the police station.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he's not part 5 levels of deranged, but holy shit, Loomis is so crazy in this movie.
The start of the crazy Loomis, man. I like it. I mean, because where do you go? 2, he was kind of wacky. And it made sense because it was the night of. I do find it. Okay, we could argue, is it really well written? Probably not. But him being obsessive and just kind of crazy, I do think at least makes the character more enjoyable. Because at this point, all I'm saying is, why is this old man going after this guy? You could make a good argument about how it's actually foolish and kind of even corny that Loomis would be even involved at this point. He's clearly in his 70s, but they make him just deranged. And it's okay, he's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, it's almost like fucking Loomis and Michael have a bit of a psychic connection because he just happens to go to the same gas station and diner that Michael's at. The coincidence of that is it's always cracked me up. You would think that someone else would have ran across this if you're just you're literally just coming here as your path to Haddonfield. It's well, the police probably should have come across this at some point because that's they should be heading to Haddonfield after this ambulance. But Loomis is he's the one who's oh, I gotta go. I'm off to Haddonfield.
It just drops everything. The gas station is a good scene though. I do, because I think that kind of sets up the tone. Like you said, he has, because they don't hint at it, but he does in a way have some connection because he goes there, he connects with them, and Michael lets him live. He just drives past him. So that is one of those they almost need each other. You know what I'm saying? It's Abraham and the whale. I don't know what the whale's called actually. The ship is Pequod. Hey, but they need each other. At this point, I feel like they're codependent. Michael has to kill and Loomis has to chase. And I think it works, man. I mean,
he kills people in such brutal ways at the diner too. That poor, because we find the waitress too.
Yeah, there's a good little dolly shot too. I don't know. There's something about that. I know this is a little controversial, but I would have liked Michael in the bandages a little bit longer, actually.
Yes.
Because there's something creepy about that, especially just how it looks. Bandages, I think, have done well. Maybe add a little more blood. You get kind of the dark man vibe, but I kind of wish we had a little more of that. Only because this does something that I have a hard time sort of, meeting in the middle. And this is a fun, enjoyable, a better paced movie than I would say the second. But the mask here is complete dog shit. And it's one of those things that I have to do a lot of heavy lifting in my mind to like not hate the movie because the mask is shit. Because
I think there's an explanation, I guess, for it in the world.
Wait, what would be that explanation?
It was it's like the Halloween mask is on sale. Like he just gets it from the hardware store that Jamie's at getting her costume from, which then we see all the other Michaels later. They have the same mask. So it's like, okay, this is some mass produced. As we often know, they'll change the design a bit. I'm just trying to think of from in world. I don't like the mask either.
You're right. In world, it's you can make any excuse, but it's just like why was that the one? I mean, for fuck's sake, I have issues with the second one from part 2, and it's like this. It's just it hangs weird. It's a tough thing, man, because when Jason has a shitty hockey mask, it really makes it tough.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I probably let's give some credit to Dwight here. He does a lot, I think, to sort of work past having such a shitty mask. Even when it goes blonde for a second, I was watching the commentary because I was like, okay, what's the real excuse? And he's like, yeah, we just had to use the one sitting around. And I'm like, why is it blonde? Nobody ever.
Why is there a blonde wig sitting around?
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, Dwight was like, I know it's going to sound kind of uninteresting, but he goes, it's just a production issue. We lost the real mask and we just had to use this one. And I'm just like, it doesn't explain the blonde Bart. Yeah, like, even if this was a dummy mask.
Yeah, add some shoe polish and like just darken the hair.
Yeah. So it's a rough looking Michael for being such a cool, badass Michael. I really wish we could have had like the look of 6 and 4, but obviously you can't go back in time. So here we are.
Yeah, did you notice there's a welding torch that's just on in the garage?
Yes.
It's just like pointed down. It's like, what the fuck? When did this happen? Like, this seems very, very irresponsible.
It should have been used for a kill is what it should have been used.
It should have. Exactly. Because then I was thinking, I'm like, oh, the guy that the first mechanic is talking about, because he thinks he's like, give me a wrench, give me whatever it is, give me a eight socket, and then you would think it's like, oh yeah, Michael would have used this torch to kill whoever that guy is, but we don't see. There's no other body that they're showing. But it's a brutal death. He just like stabs him in the chest with this blunt object.
Yeah, like dude. It's
crowbar.
The gas station setup is one of the best scenes in the movie. I think, like I said, to me, this kind of sets up the energy of the movie. I mean, it's not a super fast-paced Halloween, but I would argue, especially up to this point, this is definitely it's action-y in the world, and I think the gas station thing sets it up really well. Like I said, I wish we kept the bandages a little bit longer. Yeah. But regardless, it's like, he gets in that goofy little costume and, Loomis follows.
Yeah. And they do the Jaws shot, or what? I guess it's the Hitchcock shot.
I call it the Jaws shot. Hell yeah, dude.
The dolly in, zoom out, and it looks great. Looks awesome. There's just, even watching in 4K, which you see a lot more than you're would usually see, especially even on TV. But it looks great. It looks so fucking good. And but if anything, it's one of those things where I would have thought that seeing more wouldn't work. But actually, it's like, no, the bandages, that's a great look.
Yeah. Especially when he has the jumper on. Like I said, just a little bit longer. I mean, it would have made the mask more impactful, but I guess the mask being kind of shitty, where I'm like, well, I guess the impact that I would have wanted in 1988 would have not been there. I mean, I grew up with this being sort of accepted as being kind of sloppy, but I wonder how it was taken during the time of release. I wonder what the conversation was over the mask. Because I as much as I'm going to shit on the mask, I hate 5 a lot more. I think that mask is my least favorite of the series outside of H2O.
Yeah, you like the mask in 6 more than I do.
I like 6 a lot because I think that's, if you're going to have a different Michael Myers mask, that at least to me looks like just that to me looks like it's influenced from 1, where everything else looks like it's doing their best not to look like number 1. Yeah, and that being obviously 4, 5, 7, 8. Is it?
I was gonna say you don't like the makeup Myers from Resurrection.
Now with this fucking
He's got
defined,
contours.
yeah, angry eyebrows. No, man.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was a little more forgiving of it just because at least it had a look. But it's one of those things that the second I got older and was less dumb, I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
And that was the only positive I ever had from that movie because I remember seeing it in theaters and then just being completely like, okay, well, this is done. Halloween is just over.
And I like how Loomis is surprised that Michael's gone, even though he clearly darts out of there as soon as Loomis starts shooting. Like you can pretty much see him like just like go to one side, and then it's like Loomis. He like has that moment, like he has to look over the counter, and it's like shocked that he's gone. Or it's like, dude, you should have seen that you didn't hit him.
And this is pretty much what he does.
Yeah.
You know, the second he's out of your sight, he's gonna vanish.
Yeah.
Which is funny because in the commentary, the one thing that the director was saying is that he really didn't want to see Michael as like superhuman in this. He wanted him to be more grounded. And I'm just like, yeah, I obviously whatever you want, you have the freedom to do, but that's not what you shot. In fact, you established many times where it's like, dude, there's no way. There's no way by now he is not some sort of regenerating monster.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he has to be because it's no longer just that he can take the damage. He has to have some kind of regeneration, like with how much damage he's taking.
I mean, strength as well. He put a thumb through that nurse's or that paramedic's forehead. I mean, obviously, it would take a lot of strength to shove a gun through a body. There's just enough
through a body and through a door.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Yeah, he's
and
very,
they established
very
after
strong.
one he was superhuman because he took 6 bullets to the chest.
Yeah,
so let's not
exactly.
be like, he has a lot of energy. It's like bullshit, you know.
Yeah, and I like the dynamics with everyone. Like Rachel seems to care about Jamie. The parents don't seem like stereotypical like horror parents, kind of like the parents in part 6 where you're just like, you're needlessly antagonistic.
Well, those are my favorite parents in the series. That's not dog on 6.
I'm sure they are. But they're like, these ones are supportive and they're wanting to do something. Like which kind of screws the mom over later on in the film. But like they're also doing, it's the same exact setup as what happened to Michael Myers, where they left, like they're out at a party that night. Cause they even say at one point, it's like, oh, we're like someone, like I think one of the officers or someone was like, says like, oh, we're in contact with them. We were at the same party.
I actually think this is the best cast probably outside of the original because I think I think Rachel just has that sort of paternal feeling. She's kind. Jamie does really well.
It'd be maternal since she's a woman.
What'd I say? Paternal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maternal. Yes.
Yeah.
The maternal side of her. I don't know. I just think, and I'm not alone. I think this is just a really good character, especially for like a late 80s slasher. I mean, you know, it's foolish to kill her off in 5, but that's why since we all loved her in this. And like I said earlier, putting a kid as like the second main character in a movie is a terrible idea. And I would have hated the news. Thank God that I was only a small child, not even aware that this existed. And, you know, Harris is fucking really cute. It's super sweet, man. And like, this does a lot of what it shouldn't. We're 4 movies in. Another babysitter. I should hate her. She's great. Mm-hmm. Put a kid in, should be annoying, is very like engaging and sweet. It does a lot. And I you know, to kind of go back to the town, I feel like the town reacts to this in more of a grounded or at least a realistic way. And I think it's a smart writing decision at this point to have the town kind of actively get involved. Having the police like I wish we saw the deaths, but having Myers kill the police station people, I was like, oh, that opens this up. It's not just a couple of murders in the house. Like now the town is involved. And I really wish that happened more. And obviously we're not going to comment on the Gordon Green ones just quite yet.
Yeah, because we definitely get that in those. But I mean, the town is much more take charge. I mean, they kind of have to be after the like cops all get taken out. They really want to establish that feeling of like you have no safety net. The cops aren't coming to save you, which is nice. But dude, Michael moves so fast to kill that electrician at the power grid. Like he like goes from like the guy's just like strolling, and then Michael goes from this like starting to walk, then the next shot he's like right behind him, throws him. It's fucking hilarious.
What's his name?
It's kind of shocking they don't do more.
I like him, like, you know, the randomness killing stuff that's from the earlier movies. That's the stuff I wish there's more of, because absolutely, like that guy, is it Bud? I forget his name. This is like his name's on the hat.
Yeah,
it's just kind of hanging out. But I like that it's Myers being a little more strategic, because I don't think he killed him just for the fun of it, even though I believe the love of the game is a part of it. But like he does it to cut down the power source, and I was like, okay, I like that. Yeah, I mean, like you said earlier, they pretend this town is very rural, which means it would be very spread out, so that wouldn't actually work. I don't believe so. Just the way the landscape is, but I do like the idea of Myers being a little more practical, because he's not like Jason. He's not special needs. Freddy's in dreams. Like Myers, to me, I would like to see him strategize a little more. That to me is, I think, in character. I don't need him fucking putting together crazy puzzles, but the power grid, I think that's a cool idea. I actually wish Jason would do stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Throw a guy in the power grid, you know, maybe like, I don't know, fucking destroy a bridge. But I think I'm also a little more open to changes to the characters we love. Yeah, and they do a good job with him, because even there's a moment where the cop goes to the one sheriff's house, and Michael is in the back seat hiding, and it's like, oh yeah, there's probably a different writer and director that would have had him kill the cop in that, like during that scene, but instead it's like, no, that's not what we're doing here. We're not killing the cop here. We're doing something entirely different. It's just using him for the ride. Yeah, now it's being practical and strategic. Yeah. Because, you know, you could have just up here places, and I would be okay with that. I wouldn't really ask questions, because this is a Halloween movie, but because they do establish that this town is kind of stretched out, even though that when they're cutting to the houses, that doesn't match the farm aesthetic from earlier. So it isn't the same town, but whatever. Let's just pretend that this is a little section in the middle of nowhere. They did this in Utah. They shot it in Salt Lake City. I mean, Utah's not the Midwest either. So it's not going to have the same structure. Yeah, I agree. I just mean in terms of like they very well could still be filmed in the same area, because I think Utah's like that, where, you know, one block can be houses and then suddenly farmland. I don't know. I mean, this seems a little congested to match the farm stuff, but who knows? I mean, I do wish though that there was more houses kind of in the middle of nowhere. I think that would have. Yeah. I would have put the ending scene instead of in a house that's next to 10 others. That should have been really good at a farmhouse. You know, that Texas Chainsaw feel where it's like there's nowhere you're going. I think that would have been a little better, but you know, at the same time, like I said, Haddonfield changes in every movie depending what they want, and it's yet to be filmed anywhere in Illinois. So it's just whatever other state wants to shoulder it. I'm pretty sure Zombie used Georgia. You said this is Salt Lake City. Carpenter used California. So hopefully one day we get it over here. Yeah, David Gordon Green is like, it's like North Carolina I feel like right? But they didn't. I feel like they switched a bunch. I feel like every movie was in a different spot. Every movie of that trilogy. I'll have to look into it. No, I'm a bigger fan here. Yeah, well, and Michael's location doesn't make a lot of sense to me here, because he goes from like taking out the power to then like he's like immediately stalking Rachel and Jamie, which my first instinct was like, well, guess we don't see him, so it could all just be tension that he's not actually there. But then he's behind them when they're driving away in the car, which tells me that he was there during all of that. Yeah, he needs to be. We can't be seeing visions of Michael. I don't like that idea. Now, it doesn't make sense how he got here. I mean, this is teleporting Michael Myers, but I was the one who defended teleporting Jason Voorhees, so I will say that I think it's just the writers need to get him to point A to point B. I don't think there's any good logic in this because they make it seem like the power grid is not down the street.
Yeah.
You know, just going off of the look of everything, the power grid's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
So he absolutely just teleported in some sort of, video game fashion.
Well, and there's some good tension in these scenes of Ellie Rachel and Jamie getting stalked. Like there's that feeling of vulnerability, which I like. I don't know. You can feel it's like, oh, yep, they're in danger. That's hard to accomplish.
And having a little kid be a part of that, I think, is a great tension builder. You know, I mean, even as a kid, I remember being like, oh shit, like Michael's going to kill a kid. I do think that adds a lot. You know, I think these movies don't need a kid to have tension, but I do think, you know, she can't run as fast. She's small. She's weak. And the fact that we care about her, it does kind of, you know, it lends itself to, I guess, me being emotion manipulative. I mean, I guess using a kid is kind of cheating, but it works. You know, this does the same shit that I didn't like in 2, where it's like everybody is wearing the same overalls and the mask, them having all of them around. I'm like, come on, how many fucking people are dressing like this guy?
I mean, I guess it is established though
that he's been around.
Michael Myers on Halloween night, but yeah, how many people would have that exact setup?
They should have had different overalls. That's the little detail that I'm like, guys, you can't have the exact same one as Michael. Like, because he stole it once again from a random mechanic. So, you know, any other one you'd get generically would be a different shade, a different color, you know, etc.
And I like that the rednecks go on a hunt and prove how stupid that idea is. It's like, fucking, like, shit, Earl, it's Ted Hollister.
They murder somebody. I like that. That's kind of shit that I would have liked to dig more into, actually. And I know that they try to do this in later movies, which they do not pull off. I think this movie pulls it off well. Yeah. I wish they explored it more, but I love the idea of the town taking, you know, things in their own hands. And I think that should have been probably the second plot line. That should have been the thing we followed more in like the destruction they caused. But I think it's awesome they kill a random guy, because it's like, that mob rule is not, it's not surgical. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they should have, they could have easily had some kind of moment with Michael earlier, like some interaction earlier on. I don't think they need to be involved in the finale.
Well, no, because it's basically set up and then they don't do anything with it. They kill the guy, but I'm saying like it is just sort of a thing that happens and then the guys come back. Yeah. But I wish I wanted that more in a grain, because I think that part of the story, I mean, this town, like you said, is more active. It's more involved in the story. So I think that this is a movie where I think the town being involved makes more sense, as opposed to, you know, when Gordon Green tried it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, for 88, I think it's a fun little addition. A bunch of hillbillies going around fucking unregulated, an unregulated militia just going and shooting random folk. I'm having a good time.
Let's talk about how Brady, the love interest of Rachel, like she turns him down for the night. So he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to go hang out with this big titted blonde.
And the fact that he's playing both sides, I was impressed. It's impressive. Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm not into blondes, but she is pretty. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah. I think she's actually still working. Yep. She's still in the business.
I mean, good for Brady, impressive. Dude.
Yeah,
for Brady. I mean,
if there's one thing that if there's one thing that's very common when we're looking at some of these casts, it's even Ellie Cornell. She's like didn't do a whole lot, even though she fucking left part 5, like didn't reduced role in part 5. It's like, yeah, she didn't really move past the Halloween franchise.
The thing is normally I would say, yeah, that sucks. But we also know at this point, because I think of specifically our generation, maybe a little bit of the Gen Xers, where she could make a decent living just doing the festival circuit, you know?
Yep.
So it's like, as a whole for her career, that kind of sucks. but at least there's an avenue where she could just sign stuff, smile, and have a good time. So I think that's like the cool part. I think that horror can do, and obviously there's more cons for other stuff, but cons are like new. They really are. I mean, they've been around, but what they are now is not what they. Even when I was going to conventions in like 2003, it's not the same. They were just a little more indie. So I feel like now is the absolute the best time to be one of these actresses that has like a credit or two in a horror movie and just go and $15. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, if anything, I've been at a convention where it's like very expensive. Then you like get word of mouth that like, oh, but it's like Gunnar Hansen's table is like, it's like he'll talk to you for ages and sometimes he'll sign stuff for free, where then it's like, then it feels suddenly there's a line at Gunnar Hansen, which there would have been anyway. He's passed since now, but like that's the kind of thing that would happen nowadays. It's like you got Mark Hamill charging like $800 for a photo.
Yeah, I don't know. I find it weird seeing big celebrities at these things, because to me it's like the whole point of that is for these like kind of weird off kilter actors that that's the charm. It's like I don't want to talk to Mark Hamill because it's like I think we've discussed this. As I've gotten older, I do find the transactional experience of these things just a little too awkward. Like I would go again just to get some cool merch and as maybe some movies and shit. Like that's I go there and just kind of like peep around. But when there's that big a celebrity, there's no chance for like a real interaction. And I mean, it's not a guarantee for a small guy anyway, but you have more of a chance if some guy's just hanging out, like to have a story. I mean, I said in one episode that I walked up to Kane Hodder and it was like him and his assistant. We were chatting for a second and, I had signed something and mentioned like there's a bottle of whiskey. And he's like, well, if you want to take a shot, I'll take a shot with you. He goes, but my assistant has to take a shot with us as well. So I had to charm her real quick. But I mean, that's the kind of thing where it's like we chatted for a few minutes and had a shot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, okay, $25 and move on. It was just sort of like, where are you guys from? I used to live there. Shit like that. That's where you kind of, you hope for. That's like a good festival is probably not the right word. I keep saying festival, but like a convention. Yeah. That's a good convention story. That's shit you're looking for. So, basically all that to say, this pretty blonde with the big boobs, I hope she's doing well, and I hope she's making money rocking these things out. Especially, you said Rachel didn't really work. She has to be cleaning up because she's like the most beloved character outside of Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In this franchise, I mean, I think Danielle Harris has kind of lost a bit of her cachet a bit just because she played a different character in the same franchise. So I think that, and they're so different. So I think that just, you're not gonna have as much of an impact that way because it splits. I don't know, it splits things up too much. Where then, like Ellie Cornell, she's one character, very consistent, super maternal, like you were saying. Then that's just appealing.
Yeah, and I'm usually not really into blonde leads, so that says a lot. That she was my second favorite.
Yeah, and she's always been great. Has some interesting moments, especially her interactions with Brady just always crack me up, especially when she finds out what he's been up to. It's like, ooh.
The fact that he's a side chick in high school, I know he looks like 30 in the movie, but I didn't think of him as super handsome, so I'm impressed. Like, to me, he looks like the son of the singer of the New York Dolls, Like, he's the son of the cabbie from Scrooged. That's that guy's face. Not the kind of guy that's going to have two beautiful women pawning after him. Yeah. So I guess good for him. He must be a good talker because he's not winning on looks.
It adds to your rural thing. Haddonfield is clearly rural because this guy wouldn't clean
up in a real city.
Yeah, in big city they'd be like, no, you're not cutting it. Which all like there is that inconsistency of like this doesn't feel like Haddonfield, but I still like this version of Haddonfield.
Yeah, it's like when Gotham changes in a different Batman movie. It's like I'm okay with different interpretations. I really am. I think the town and essentially all these franchises, Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, specifically, where like the town kind of plays a part. And I think that it sets up things differently. You could have different interactions, different story beats. So I think ignoring the town is foolish. I think the best Halloweens have the town play as some sort of character.
Yeah. Yeah. You need it to be something. So it needs to help provide atmosphere. It's more than just a setting. And this really takes advantage of it. The fifth one as well. It's all about just you're able to get that Halloween vibe and make it feel living and breathing. Because again, we'll get into it. David Gordon Green trilogy. It's like that would be one of my big compliments. Is I think Haddonfield is very fleshed out and feels Halloweeny, even if the people within it are fucking insane. What do you think about the concept of them essentially getting trapped in the house with Michael? Because they lock everything up and then like the door dead bolted, but little do they know, it's like Michael already got in there.
I like it. I mean, I think this little set piece is really fun. You know, it's dark. I like the idea of them sort of playing around the house. I mean, I don't know if they necessarily do as much with it as I would have liked, but I also got to kind of remember that this is not a big budget. What it was, I don't know how much that budget was, like $5 million. It's small. So I think, you know, overall, I dig it. I think the roof chase, that to me, I think is probably the best part. Because that's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, yeah, you can't get out, you go up. And if you're up, what do you do? And that's, you know, especially with little kid and shit, I think that's just a good little set piece. I wish there was more in the house, but I'm down.
No.
You know,
they set it up. They set it up too with Brady going up there and checking things out. So then we understand the geography of the house when Rachel and Jamie are running from Michael. Then you're not just like, where are they in this? Where could Michael be? It's like, no, we know because Brady walked through it. We know exactly where this spot is and this spot is in conjunction with each other, which that works well. Like I like that. I'm all about
big house.
As you know, I like location and like that location stuff making sense.
Yeah, the geography movie is important, especially if you're going to be playing around the house like this. You know, the house is already really big. It's bigger inside than it is outside. It's one of those things. So you got to set up things because it's going to feel like a fun house eventually where it's like, oh, how many rooms is this? It's like a 12-bedroom house. Yeah. But you're right. Having Mr. Poindexter do a quick walkthrough does set things up enough where it's like, okay, by the time they get in the roof, I know where they're at. It makes sense.
He does look like was it Buster Poindexter?
The New York Dolls and this the cabbie from Scrooge. It's him.
Yeah, and he's the bad guy from Mr. Nanny. Yeah, they could. He just passed away recently.
Yeah, I know, man. Cancer.
Yeah, fucking gets way too many of us. Well, I want to touch on the cop fake out has never sat right with me. With him, it's actually being Michael sitting in the chair. And I think it's mostly because of the fact that like you can clearly see from behind that he's wearing the cop jacket. Like when she comes up behind, it's like you can see that green tint to it and like that slight shininess. But then when it's revealed to be Michael, it's like no jacket in sight. It's just Michael. Or then it's like, if you're going to do a fake out, set it up in an honest way. Otherwise, the fake out aspect doesn't work. Like,
the hair alone is different.
Yeah.
Like the fake out really should only work with a wide angle lens from a little farther back. So it's the shape. So it's like, okay, it's a shape she walks up, as opposed to they get too close where it's like, yeah, you're not being authentic. You're literally having a different person in the chair, you know?
Yeah.
Which, it's the 80s. I guess I'm a little more forgiving, but you're right. Also, the fact
80s.
that he would, a lot
we
of
say
the
that
shit
all the time. Of just like, it's this time. It's the 90s. It's the 2000s. It's true.
Just things you got away with. Like people didn't give a shit about stuff like this. So it's like, I got to at least acknowledge like, then that was good enough. Like, yes, it's stupid now. I don't like him holding the gun either and him waiting with his back to people. It's just that's not, I don't think that's the type of sneaky Michael is. He would have killed the cop and left the body holding the gun that he emptied. That's the Michael I know. and would have been over to the side. But the fact that he has his back to a person holding a gun, it's like, I don't know. That feels like a risk that I don't know if you take, because what if she, or let's say it's Brady instead. It's like, oh, would you like some tea? I was like, fuck, that's not the cop. That's Michael. And then all of a sudden you just get a big shot to the back of your head. It's like, well, yeah, even if you're, inhuman, you could still knock him down and mess around. So I just feel that it's a little too vulnerable for the Myers that I know.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's that thing has never sat right with me, though. I love the lighting, like that being all lit by the fireplace. That's awesome.
Yeah. The lightiness of the orange and the blues, and like I said, the night blues I like. I love a good old fashioned blue moon.
Yeah,
like,
the Cameron look. Even though obviously this is like, well, he does. Does he do blue in, I guess, the Abyss? So I'll give it to him.
Who's the cinematographer? Here is Peter Lyons Cullister, and that guy has done. Let's see, he did Problem Child. Okay, well, Higher Learning, The Replacement Killers.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
nothing super visual.
No. Yeah, I don't. I guess Problem Child would be the only other horror movie he's done. I'm joking. But he did good in this, I mean, can you imagine coming off of Dean Cundey 3 times in a row, and then you have to follow that?
Yeah, I mean, the pure fact that we actually are praising how gorgeous it looks is very unique and not what I would expect for a non-Dean Cundey film. So unfortunately, we're not getting Cundey back in this franchise. He has moved on to greener pastures. He's going to be doing Jurassic Park soon, and he's upgraded. He's leveled up. He's past that.
I would say actually, there's a couple more in the series that I think do have pretty good cinematography. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely not completely a straight line down. It's not completely over the hill. I think we get a couple more bumps, but
yeah,
this is a series though that I do think when it doesn't look good, it just looks super bland. And at least this is not that. And again, I think a lot of it's like really like there's a lot of this movie does a lot of heavy lifting for having one of the worst masks and the shoulder pads. We got to say that because
those shoulder pads,
right? It should. Michael Myers kind of looks stupid.
Yeah.
So the fact that everything else is working, I think, says a lot.
Hey, as much as you hate the mask, at least we're not seeing any eyes.
No, that's probably why I own it. I think if I saw the eyes a bunch, I think this would be a movie I couldn't watch. I mean, that's a big issue I have with H2O, which is like, I fucking hate seeing the eyes. Myers is like Jason Voorhees. It needs to be black. That's the scary part, is that there's no emotion.
The black looks so much better because it's you're staring into the void. That's what you need. He
doesn't have a lot of personality. So that, to me, that's the character. I don't need to see sympathetic eyes.
Yeah. Oh, and we've been doing this a bit in the for this franchise, and I want to continue it. I think Brody might be our Darwin Award winner for this entry, because holy shit, he makes up for his shitty behavior from earlier in the film, but I feel like his death was so preventable by either checking the fucking shotgun or just running with Rachel and Jamie. He's just bumbling around with that shotgun, trying to reload it, and it's frustrated me ever since childhood. I'm just like, dude,
it's a great kill,
so incompetent.
But it's a great kill, but it's also the stupidest kill, because what you just said, it's a long range weapon that he gets in close quarters with. It doesn't make any sense. It's like you have a shotgun. The whole point of a shotgun is that you don't get close. That's why the barrel is long.
Yeah.
So even as a kid, and I knew very little about guns, I'm like, why is he getting close to that? Because that's the kind of gun you could grab. That's a grabbing gun. It's not a pistol where you could fucking pull it back and I'm screwed. It's like, if I'm even close to you, I'm grabbing that fucking gun. So no, it's stupid. It's stupid. He should have ran back, shot it, empty the gun into Myers, and then Myers then goes and pounces. That's how that should happen. But he basically walks up to Myers and is like, well, I guess let's do it mano a mano. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah. If anything, it's like fucking just have him run and then just, you've already shown that Michael can like teleport a bit. It's like, yeah, have him turn his back to him, like try to get back to Rachel and Jamie. And it's like Michael just catches up and does the same death. Like there's so many ways to do it that just doesn't make Brady look like such a fucking idiot.
Yeah. It seems like, and I know it's not because I've never heard this, but it does seem like a last minute rewrite where his death is supposed to be something else, and they're just like, oh, the day of, nothing was working. They couldn't afford. It seems like
working.
Right? Yeah, it feels like something like on set, like, oh shit. Like what's his name? Is it Dan? I forget. Lisa Wilcox's brother that basically dies because of an invisible Freddy. Like it has that feeling of like, oh, we just didn't have anything to do, right? Is that what happened?
That's a good question. I mean, but I will give them that, like, one of the unique things they do when Michael crushes his head is they shift the lights on him to then it gives the impression of like it caving in, like something happening. And that's just them moving lights creatively. Like that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that. And obviously the sound works.
It's a great death. It's stupid from the character's point of view, but I mean, it might be my favorite death just because it does the two things I like. It proves that Michael is superhuman, and I do like just the sound effect of like a neck breaking or a face being smashed in on. It's kind of cool.
It's not my favorite death, but one of the things I like is the cop when they find the cop, like the police station, and there's like a guy that it seems like either his head or arm were taken out in like just like a railing. Like it looked like almost like a banister, where it's just like it raises even more questions of like, what the fuck was going on?
God, that's the one we should have seen, man. That would have been the set piece.
Yeah. I wish. There would
I mean,
some good ones.
The later films
missed out on some good scenes.
Could do stuff like that a little more. I mean, that's, I do think we have the money to do better scenes. So, I always think of the firefighters from Kills. Like that's kind of thing where it's like, okay, we're finally sort of interacting. That's kind of shit I wish we had in 88 with the cop station, but the fact that we at least have something in this series is cool.
Holy shit. The Halloween 4 novelization, because my first thought was like, oh yeah, this novelization probably goes into this more. Like the OG paperback is $304.
Really?
I think there's a hardcover that looks to be a re-release from 2022 that it's $22.
Okay. All right. I'd like to get more into novelizations. I really should, because I used to read them as a kid and loved them. And the more I hear about it, the more I find it fascinating, because it really is filling in details. And there's some liberties taken that I think I'm really down with, would like to experience.
Yeah, I've always said that I want to do a massive Halloween Ends Why It Sucks video. And it's like, there is a Halloween Ends novelization that I'm sure gives absolutely insane context to things. So
let me know, man.
I don't know if I can put up with that. I don't think I'd be able to deal with it. Our viewers can't see, but I'm literally showing Lance right now. I have a Halloween Kills novelization.
Yeah, but Kills that's the thing is I like Kills. Kills is stupid. Kills to me, I'm like, okay, if we're not going to make a good movie, at least let's have a good time. Where every other one was just too fucking like no, and it was too brooding. Kills is at least. What's our favorite actor in that just keeps screaming "The Evil Dies Tonight"?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
He's which I even have a Evil Dies Tonight behind me and the framed poster from Mr. Anthony Michael Hall, which is I'll cherish it till the day I die.
Hey, he's a cool dude.
And I like you said, the whole rooftop sequence is so well done, just like well blocked.
Yeah, it works. Jimmy falling off and being caught by the cord, like all that's just great.
Yeah, and Rachel getting like she's essentially knocked out. But what the fuck is with the 2-minute aside in the school? It's like Loomis, because it's like, I want to go back home. It's like, oh, he'll expect you there. we'll go to your school. It's just like,
And he's there.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think that's the issue. I think Michael just has a psychic connection with her and he's following. He's able to fucking track her down no matter where she is.
The school, here's the thing, man. It should be cut if we're talking about pacing because it's just another scene, a chase scene. It's a stock sequence.
Blonde Michael.
Blonde Michael. It just doesn't, if I'm being critical, the part of the school doesn't work because, okay, the characters, what's the plan though?
Yeah.
Like there's too many doors, too many hallways. It just doesn't seem fortified enough. It seems like Michael has 1,000 ways to get in. So listen, I think it's dumb, but I think this movie is dumb. But if you kind of let go and have some fun, it basically brings the Rachel and Miss Lloyd to the hillbillies, which then transport her, and then we get the mine shaft. So I guess it just gets them closer to the mine. It's probably the screenwriter's sole focus.
I have something to posit because you found out from the commentary that they just didn't have the mask and had to use a replacement. Do you think that like this was originally intended to be longer with like a more drawn out chase sequence or in stalking sequence that then they didn't have the mask and so they're like we need to make our Michael stuff real brief while we're here in this location?
I think so because they said the reason that they left it in the movie and didn't fix it is because they didn't have time to go back. So that to me sounds like basically the location wasn't secured for too long, so let's just do what we can.
Yeah,
because it does feel turncated when we talk about it. Because she shows like that could have happened on the street.
Yeah,
like nothing. The school makes no importance in what's going on. The hillbillies could have pulled up in front of the house. And then like, let's, it's like, Michael's there. It's like, okay, let's go. And then, then we cut to him, I don't know, under the car, that would have been probably more logistical, but I don't know. They probably had the
cut
school
to him under the car.
Yeah. I'm just, there's other ways to do it.
Yeah.
I like that he's under the car. I think that's kind of fun. It has the, what is that?
Is that what is that? I guess I was going to ask because like I always thought it was like he got onto it during the like truck in the fog moment. But do you think he's under the car from the school? I
mean, he'd have to be because that's where he was. So he has to be like holding on, which again, I'm looking at a scene right now where the cop pulls over the hillbillies and they're talking. Like Michael's under the car. I don't see him, but he's supposed to be under there. It's like, okay, he's big. You would see him. I mean, it'd be better if they had like something stuffed under there, just because, you wouldn't notice it at first. It'd be a cool little Easter egg going back, but whatever.
Yeah.
He has core strength. I think that's really what this is about. He's able to hold himself up for long.
Yeah. We've established he's superhuman. So like we know. And I mean, then even when he's killing the rednecks, puts his fucking fingers through the guy's neck.
Yeah.
Like, dear God.
He's pulling a Cape Fear, buddy. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he is.
I wish it was bloodier. It seems like this, but I also get that it just wasn't the time period. So I think the whole hillbilly thing, that's a cool little sequence on the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
More actiony, stabbing people, throwing them off. I like that shit. That's my kind of movie. Now, it's not so loud outside the bed of the truck because they're not going 80 miles an hour that his friends wouldn't hear him.
Dude,
but
you mentioned that because like I totally forgot I was going to bring that up during the house because it's like, so Michael decapitated the sheriff guy, like that deputy in this house that they don't have power. Like how
Complete
quiet
silence.
It gets when you don't have power because like no one's AC's running. No one's like it is. Or I guess at this time it'd be heat. Like it is very quiet. You're going to hear like the cop is going to hear Brady in the attic. It's that like that level. So it's like the fact that they don't then understand because even it's not like Rachel and Jamie really hear until I think is it when what's her name gets killed gets put through the door. So it's like that's a pretty big noise, which even then it's like I think it's Jamie. I think Rachel just like kind of wanders out and then sees it. It's not like it's like brings her attention massively.
It's a tri-level house. You're going to hear people walking around. I've lived in houses and you could hear, I mean, it's not necessarily like the loudest thing, but you can hear people walking like in the room upstairs. And Michael doesn't seem like he's like tiptoeing around. It seems like he would have a heavy foot. So, I mean, listen, we're being real honest. They would have heard Michael the entire time and they would have heard just like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Which, yeah, I'm 100. Yeah, I just went back to the scene. Her death, neither of the two deaths are what even indicate to Rachel of like, oh, I got to go down and look. Because it then cuts right after and she's just like fucking hanging out. And then she goes and checks out because she just is going to look. It's like, come on. Which I get, like, but
Ninja Michael.
That's bad writing. That's a writer not thinking of the logistics of like what would happen in the house, where it's like, no, you need to think about that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's a little too just excuses too much. There's a lot of that in this where it's like, okay, nobody saw him, nobody heard him. I completely agree. On the truck, he's literally killing. There's 3 guys in the truck. He kills 2, and the last guy like isn't hearing Michael 4 inches from his face, murdering his friends.
Yeah, and he's like, still looking forward.
And they're not driving so fast where that you would be deafened by sound. That'd be like going 75 on an expressway. That guy's going 40, maybe. Yeah. Maybe, Well,
I think that the third guy, I'm pretty sure he survives because he just gets thrown off. He doesn't get stabbed like the other guys.
That's a good point. Yeah, he gets a couple bruises, some scratching.
Yeah.
Scrapes.
He's probably going to be able to get picked up by the cops that drive along in a bit.
I mean, he's out of shape. I could see him like maybe landing wrong. Maybe he like broke an arm. No. But worst case.
But we're able to see if like Rachel is like she's super, like she immediately takes the wheel, which that's pretty much a metaphor for a great final girl of like
taking the wheel. Yeah.
Yep. Taking the wheel.
So what do you think about this? Well, I was going to say, because she takes the wheel, they go to like this abandoned mine and they essentially kill him with bullets. If we're being honest, I mean, it's not, I don't think the fall really kills him. That's just more like they're saying he's buried, but like they do fucking unload a bunch of, it looks like high powered shotguns.
Yeah. Which I don't love it. Like mostly, but also think that at this point they're setting up for a sequel. Like they know they're going to make another one and they're going to make another one fast.
Yeah, it definitely feels...
They clearly didn't know about the Jamie thing, but like they definitely seem to know like, nope, we can't make it definitive with Michael. I think the Akkads started having that kind of, this is the Akkads being like, nope, we don't want definitive ends for Michael.
Yeah, that's my big issue. I mean, I guess the first one wasn't definitive. Well, it definitive in terms of like, hey, he's gone and he'll always be around. That's the hint of the first. The second was definitive. Third doesn't count. Yeah, this is the first one so far that like it seems too loose to me. Like I accept that it's fine and I know that 5 exists and it goes on, but let's just pretend that we just weren't sure of a 5 ever coming out. Even if as a temporary holding place is still kind of lame. Like they just shoot him a few times and that's it. They don't check on him. They don't grab the body. It just seems like, okay, well, like justice is served. Let's all go home.
Yep. Go up and check on your uncle, Jamie.
Right. I just feel like this is the kind of movie where the establishment of the town is aware of Michael's history and the town is more active and that's what we like. So it does seem a bit weird that the ending is so casual. Like there could have been a better way to do it to make it open enough for a sequel, but still give a little more of a finite placement. I mean, I don't know. I guess, like you said, that's the Akkads. The whole purpose is keep them alive, but I think there was other ways to go about it. Mm-hmm. Every other movie seems to have at least somewhat of a solid ending that they kind of then go and change. This, it's like, I didn't even see you. Like you didn't even land all the bullets, man, and bullets don't stop him. So it's like he blew out of there in like an hour.
Yeah, I would have liked because they're shooting him with like shotguns. It's like let's see part of his hand get blown off.
Yeah, chunks of his body. Squibs. We should have seen some squibs, man.
Yes. Which I think they do some kind of squibs on this, but not violent squibs. We don't have like condoms filled with blood packets. It's just dust.
Which is not what I'm looking to see, dude.
Yeah,
it's not what I'm looking to see.
Yeah, squibs have like a squishy implication to them, just even with the name squib. Like,
I want a squib. Yeah, I want a squib. I want RoboCop squibs. That's what I want.
Yes. Damn. That's what we needed. That's what I'm visualizing here. Is like RoboCop level of violence. That would work well.
I mean, that's usually my go-to for a lot of things. It's like, it's a little indie thriller. It's like, I want RoboCop violence.
I want RoboCop. I just posted on the Needlessly Nostalgic. I did a story of it, of a scene from RoboCop. It's the one guy like shooting at him, and he's like, "Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me." It's like, whoa, dude, why the fuck are you telling RoboCop to fuck you? Like just over and over.
There's some sexuality to that, it's like guys being shot in the dick.
It's a moment that I never called from that.
He's German, right? Isn't that where Verhoeven's from? I mean, the Germans they're a kinky people. So there's going to be a little of that in RoboCop for sure.
Or say Europeans. I mean, Europeans in general are that way.
That's a good point. I'll be more broad. Yeah. The Euros.
Dude, did you notice it's like during the ending, it's time code would be 122:49. When Loomis walks in, there's like a crazy mask that's on the wall.
Oh, yeah. The white one, right?
Yeah. It's like, if you're going to go crazy, have Michael take that mask. Go way outside the box.
I mean, listen, I've never liked this. It should have ended with Michael falling down the chute, the little hole, the mine, whatever you want to call it. I don't like the Jamie thing. It's the part 5 of Tommy from Friday the 13th, where it's like, I don't want them to pass it off. The fact that he even thought this was a good idea, it's like they would never even go for it. Because even if they did, let's say the next movie, number 5 is Jamie's a killer, that bombs, and then we get number 6 where it turns Michael Myers. It's the same shit. It's like you just brought him back. I don't know. I mean, I know they obviously chicken out of it in part 5, but I just never want somebody else to be the killer. So I've never dug this personally, but I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, there's the version that has because there is a script that goes off in this direction. It's called Halloween: The Killer Inside Me, and it's definitely more of, I don't know, this doesn't work very well. Jamie's not like the main killer or anything. She's just clearly fucked in the head and wants to kill people, but like she's not out killing people.
I mean, here's the thing, that storyline I don't hate, but it still has to have Michael being the killer. She could go crazy, and that could be an interesting little thing to play around with. But, Corey Cunningham doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I literally just saw, because I got pulled footage from Halloween Ends to make fun of it in the my I Know What You Did Last Summer review. And it's like, oh God, I hate Corey so much. So much. The fucking transfer of powers, and I'll never like that in any way.
Putting Michael in a situation where he gets bitch slapped and manhandled by a teen is the stupidest thing ever, and I don't care who defends it. I mean, love what you love, but I'm not on that wavelength. I have not been. I never will be. That's just not my vibe.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's stuff that just I like the idea of that this being like a curse that kind of goes through the family generationally. That sure, element is intriguing to me, but to be able to pull it off, you would essentially need to we need another 10 years. Like Jamie then needs to be an adult, but then we're having another stalking situation, which would a female Michael work? I don't think so, especially because it'd be in the 90s by that point. Like, I don't. It wouldn't. Yeah.
Listen, they tried the next Karate Kid. It's not gonna work. Like I said, you could do the trauma and or going crazy. It was done later on in a different movie. We could pull that off, but Michael needs to be the killer. That's the series. Yep. As much as people want something different, you can't have two different.
Yeah.
You could have
every time they go different, it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, so your favorite kill was Brady.
Yeah, I like the Brady one. I just liked the idea of him using the gun, but not using it. Using it as a blunt force object is always kind of cool.
Yeah, I like the thumb in the forehead. There's like because we get the thumb in the forehead, and then there's like the blood spurt, like the blood pooling out of it. I really like that. And then once we actually see the aftermath of that crash, we're like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Like, what happened here? This looks
that's a good scene
disgusting.
where it's upside down and shit in the little riverbank. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just very well done, and just that's always worked for me. I've always enjoyed that. What would you rate Halloween 4: The Return of Michael Myers?
Ooh, I'd probably say a solid 3. Maybe 3.5, depending on my mood. But I think just this conversation, I think it's a solid 3.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this viewing to the point where I would put it at a 3.5.
Okay. We're going back and forth each video, huh?
Literally every video we've been half a star off from each other except for the first Halloween. Usually, and it's going back and forth a bit. Like
that's what I'm saying, yeah. So we'll see about 5, huh?
Yeah, I like 2 more. Oh, it's going to be more than a half a star difference probably. Well, but maybe not. Maybe because I could see you ranking it like a 1.5 stars and I go 2. So wouldn't. Oh, never mind then.
Well, let's see what happens. I don't know.
Maybe it's going to be a half star.
I haven't seen it since I think I watched
it with commentary.
With us. I think you, me, and Mr. John did it for the Aaron Head Modern Horror Movie Talk Show. So yeah, I'm excited. It'd be fun to revisit 5 and his witch nose. Yeah, let's do it.
That was just an arrow in the head. That wasn't modern horror.
Oh, wasn't?
Yeah, it was just arrow in the head. So
well, I haven't seen it since then. So let's see how I handle it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, 3.5 stars, 3 stars, and we've done it. We've talked about Salt Lake City Halloween, even though I think 5 is set there too. I think that they did both of them in Salt Lake City because they have a similar look to them. And I'm actually looking forward to that one because I know you don't like it, so those always make for some fun episodes.
It's gonna be a little rough, but we'll see. Maybe you like it less.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm in a pretty Halloween heavy place. I don't think I'm going to dislike any of these until Resurrection.
Well, we'll have things to say. Don't worry about that.
Well, that does it for this episode of Needlessly Nostalgic. Thank you for listening. Again, we have our merch store, needlesslynostalgic.threadless.com. We have our Patreon, which you can listen to and you can watch our Weekend at Bernie's episode as a video format full of clips and footage. It's pretty awesome. And yeah, that's really all. We will see you next week for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Goodbye.